Emeka always believed that life was more than what he was seeing in his small village, but every day he woke up to the same struggle. Before we continue, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Tales by Savvy Sam, so you won't miss powerful stories like this. Now, let's go back to Emeka's world. A world filled with pain, hunger, and dreams that felt too far away to touch. Emeka was the first son of Mr. John and Mrs. Ruth, two hard-working but poor farmers who lived from hand to mouth. Their house was made of mud walls, patched with clay from the nearby stream. The roof leaked when rain fell, and during the harmattan season, cold wind entered freely through the cracks. Yet, it was the only home they had, and they lived there with gratitude, though gratitude never stopped hunger. Every morning before sunrise, Mr. John would wake up and push open the creaking wooden door. He would cough twice, the same way he did every day, and call out, "Emeka, wake up, my son. We have work." Emeka would rise slowly from the raffia mat he shared with his younger brothers and sister. He would rub his eyes with the back of his hand and force himself to stand, even though his body always felt heavy from yesterday's work. He wore the same black polo and black trousers, his only decent clothes. They were known all over the village, not because they were beautiful, but because he wore them almost every day. People joked about it, but Emeka didn't mind. What else could he wear? His mother washed the clothes every night, and they dried by morning. That was his school uniform, his church outfit, and his work clothes. Emeka and his siblings did not go to school. School fees were a luxury, and even eating twice a day was a miracle. His mother always said, "One day God will remember us," but Emeka had started to doubt. He felt like God had forgotten the road leading to their house. Life in the village was a constant battle. Sometimes they harvested enough cassava, yam, or vegetables to sell in the local market. Other times they returned empty-handed, tired and hungry. Emeka was only 19, but he worked like a much older man. He fetched firewood, carried farm produce on his head for long distances, and sometimes worked as a laborer for wealthier farmers just to earn a few naira. Every evening, when he sat outside their house looking at the sky, he wondered if this was how he was meant to spend the rest of his life. Poverty was choking him, drowning him, and swallowing his dreams. He wanted more, not luxury, not riches, just enough to feed his family, to send his siblings to school, and to stop wearing the same black clothes every single day. One day everything changed. It was a hot afternoon, and Emeka was returning from the farm with sweat dripping down his face. As he walked through the village square, he overheard two boys talking. "Have you heard?" one of them said. "Eric is back from the city. Bullion van," the second boy asked with excitement. "That one that used to be Emeka's friend?" "Yes, the same Eric. They say he came back with 2 cars. Big cars. And he built a mansion for his parents. People are saying he is now very rich. Money no be him problem again." Emeka froze. Eric, his childhood friend. The same boy who used to wear torn shorts and dream of becoming a mechanic. His heart beat fast. How did Eric become rich so quickly? What was he doing in the city? How was he living now? So many questions ran through his mind, and he knew he needed answers. Later that evening, Emeka rushed home and told his mother, "Mama, Eric is back. My friend from childhood." Mrs. Ruth smiled softly. "That's good news, my son. Maybe God has blessed him. You should go and greet him." But Emeka wasn't thinking of greeting. He was thinking of escape. Escape from poverty, escape from suffering, escape from a life where his dreams were always far away. That night, he didn't sleep well. The image of Eric driving big cars disturbed him. He imagined himself behind the steering wheel, wearing clean clothes, eating good food, and sending money home every month. He imagined building a house for his parents the same way Eric did. By morning, he had made up his mind. "I am leaving this village," he told his parents with determination. "I am going to the city. Cannot continue like this. I am the first son. I must find a better life for us." His father tried to speak. "Emeka, The city is dangerous. Many boys get lost there. But Emeka shook his head. Papa, poverty is more dangerous. Let me go and try my luck. His mother cried quietly, but she didn't stop him. She only said, "May God go with you." 2 days later, Emeka packed his black polo, black trousers, and one extra shirt into a nylon bag. His siblings cried as he hugged them. His father placed a rough palm on his head and prayed. His mother slipped 500 Nigerian nairas into his hand, money she had been saving for months. Then Emeka left the village with hope, fear, and determination burning inside him. The city welcomed him with noise, dust, bright lights, and people rushing everywhere. It was nothing like the calm fields of the village. Emeka felt small, lost, overwhelmed, but also excited because somewhere in this big city was Eric, the boy who became Bullion Van. And Emeka was ready to find him, ready to do whatever it took to change his life. Even if it meant entering a world he didn't fully understand. A world darker than he ever imagined. A world where secrets were buried under money and blood. The sun was rising over the city when Emeka finally found the address he had been searching for. His feet were tired, his shirt was sticky with sweat, and his legs trembled from walking for hours. The city was massive, too massive for a boy who had only known village paths and narrow foot roads, but his determination kept him moving. When he arrived at the gate, he stopped. His mouth opened slightly as he stared at the huge building in front of him. It wasn't just a house. This was a mansion. High black gates, walls painted in sparkling white, security cameras fixed on every corner, and 2 shiny cars parked inside. One was a Mercedes-Benz with tinted windows, the other a Lexus Jeep. "Jesus," he whispered, his heart pounding as he wiped sweat from his forehead. This couldn't be Eric's house. It couldn't be the home of the same boy he played football with in the dusty village field. It couldn't be the same Eric who used to beg for food in Emeka's mother's kitchen. But everything he heard was true. The legend of Bullion Van was real. Gathering courage, Emeka knocked on the gate. A security guard opened it and scanned him from head to toe, his eyes lingering on Emeka's worn-out black trousers. "Who you dey find?" the guard asked sharply. I am looking for Eric. Eric Udo. He is my friend. Childhood friend," Emeka stammered. The guard scoffed. "Oga Eric no dey see everybody. Who you be?" Before Emeka could answer, a loud voice came from inside. "Who be that? Leave and make he enter." It was Eric. The guard stepped aside, and Emeka walked in slowly, looking around in disbelief. The compound looked like paradise to him. Flowers planted neatly, tiled ground shining like glass, and air conditioners humming from every window. Everything looked expensive. A tall, broad-chested young man walked out of the house wearing a gold chain, designer slippers, and a smile that showed confidence and pride. "Emeka!" Eric shouted, opening his arms wide. Emeka blinked hard. This was Eric, his friend. He was almost unrecognizable. His face looked fresher, his skin glowed different, and his dressing screamed wealth. Eric hugged him tightly, laughing loudly. "My G, my person. See as you don lean. Village life don finish you." Emeka laughed too, but deep down he felt a painful sting. Eric was living like a king, while he still wore the same black clothes every day. They walked inside the house, and Emeka's eyes widened again. The living room was bigger than their entire village house. A giant TV covered a whole wall, expensive furniture arranged perfectly, and a sweet fragrance filled the air. Even the rug felt soft under his feet. Eric brought food, fried rice, chicken, salad, and a chilled drink. Emeka stared at it for a moment. He had never seen food like this in real life. Back home they ate gari and soup most days. Special meals were rare. "Eat, my guy. Relax. This place not your house," Eric said, smiling proudly. Emeka didn't hesitate. Hunger pushed shame aside. He ate quickly, almost tearing the chicken apart. Eric laughed and slapped his shoulder playfully. Village boy. After the meal, they talked for a long time. Emeka told him everything. How the family was suffering, how he was tired of wearing the same clothes, how he could no longer stand watching his siblings starve. Then he said the words he came to say. Eric. A beg cut soap for me. Eric froze. The smile faded from his face. He leaned back slowly, his expression suddenly cold. Emeka. You dey talk that one? Yes, Emeka answered firmly. My brother, I am ready for anything. I want to escape poverty. I want to take care of my family. Cannot continue like this. Show me the way. Eric looked away, tapping his fingers on the arm of the chair. Emeka, life no be competition. If you work hard, you go make am. There is dignity in labor. But Emeka shook his head immediately. No preach for me, please. You know how we suffered in the village. You know what I am facing. I want to be like you. Eric inhaled deeply, annoyed. Emeka, leave this matter. You know fit do wetin we dey do. I can. Emeka argued. Try me. Eric stood up suddenly. His face changed again, this time serious, dark, intense. You no understand. This hustle no be wetin boys day rush enter. No be normal hustle. No be Yahoo you day think say we day do. This one pass Yahoo. Emeka swallowed hard but didn't look away. I'm not afraid, he whispered. Eric stared at him for a long moment. Then, without smiling, he said quietly, If I tell you your life go change. No going back. I am ready, Emeka replied. Eric walked to the window, closed the blinds, and locked the door. He returned to his chair and lowered his voice. You see all these cars, this house, this money. E no come from laptop alone. E no come from pure Yahoo. Emeka leaned forward nervously. The truth be say, we day do rituals. The room went silent. Emeka felt cold. Rituals. Blood rituals. Eric. You mean human rituals? He asked with a shaky voice. Eric nodded slowly, his face blank. We get Lord Master. Na him day guide us. Na him day give power. Without him, money no go flow. Without him, you no go see all these things. Emeka felt his heartbeat thundering inside his chest. His hands trembled slightly. Fear crawled down his spine like cold water. But instead of running, instead of shouting, instead of backing out, he whispered, What must I do? Eric stared at him, shocked. Emeka, you serious? Yes. I am tired of suffering. Eric sat down again, his face unreadable. If you really want this life, you go meet our Lord Master. He go test your mind. He go test your loyalty. He go test your spirit. Emeka swallowed hard. When? Eric stood. Tonight. The word echoed in Emeka's mind. Tonight. Everything was happening too fast. But he didn't care. He had already made his choice. Even if it meant entering a world of blood, darkness, and secrets that no one ever talked about. Not even to their closest friends. Tonight, Emeka would discover what Yahoo Boys don't tell anyone. The sky was dark, heavy, and silent. It was the kind of night that carried secrets. The kind of night that hid things that were better left unseen. Emeka stood near Eric's car, trembling slightly as cool air brushed against his skin. His mind raced. Was he doing the right thing? Was poverty truly bad enough to make him do this? But every time fear tried to enter his heart, the memory of his siblings crying from hunger pushed it out. Poverty had already killed hundreds of dreams in the village. Emeka refused to let it kill his own. Eric came out of the house dressed in all black. Black polo, black jeans, black shoes. He wore no chain this time, no designer clothes. He looked like a different person entirely. You ready? Eric asked, his voice low and serious. Emeka nodded, though his throat felt dry. Eric looked at him for a long moment. From the moment we enter that place, you no fit turn back. If you show fear, if you ask question, if you no follow instruction, your life fit end there. You hear me? I hear you, Emeka whispered. Say it well. I hear you, Eric. I will not fail. Eric sighed, opened the car door, and they both stepped inside. The engine roared to life, and they drove into the night. The city lights faded slowly as they entered a quieter area. Soon, the road became narrower and the surroundings darker. Emeka's heart pounded. They eventually stopped in front of an abandoned-looking building. Old cracked walls, broken windows, weed growing wildly around. It didn't look like a place where wealth was born. It looked like a place where souls got lost. "Come down," Eric said, stepping out of the car. As they moved toward the building, Emeka noticed 5 other young men standing at the entrance. All of them wore black. Their expressions were blank, cold, and unfriendly. They didn't greet Eric. They didn't smile. They just stared at Emeka like they were measuring his soul. "Na the new initiate?" one of them asked. Eric nodded. "Yes, Lord Master Day wait." They led Emeka inside. The hallway was dark, lit only by red candles. Strange symbols were drawn on the walls. The air smelled like burning herbs and something metallic, something like blood. Emeka's legs grew weak, but he forced himself to keep walking. He whispered a silent prayer, though he wasn't sure God could hear him here. At the end of the hallway was a large room painted completely black. In the middle stood a man dressed in a long red robe. His face was covered by a strange mask made of animal skin. His voice, when he finally spoke, felt like cold water. "Welcome, Emeka." Emeka stiffened. How do you know my name?" The man didn't answer the question. Instead, he walked closer, his robe dragging across the floor. "You want to join them," the masked man said slowly. "You want wealth. You want power. You want to break free from poverty that torments your family." Emeka swallowed hard. "Yes, sir." "Good." The masked figure circled him like a wolf studying prey. "But wealth is not free. Power is not free. You must pay a price." Eric stood silently by the wall, eyes lowered. He didn't speak. None of the other boys did. Emeka felt completely alone. The masked man stopped in front of him again. "Before you join us, you must do one thing. Ask. A sacrifice." "What kind of sacrifice?" Emeka asked nervously. "Your loyalty." "How?" Emeka whispered. The man clapped his hands twice. 2 boys dragged in a black wooden box about the size of a small fridge. They dropped it in front of Emeka. "Open it," the Lord Master said. Emeka crouched slowly, his hands shaking. When he touched the box, he felt a strange heat on its surface. He lifted the lid carefully and jumped back in horror. Inside the box was a live goat with red cloth tied around its neck. Its eyes were fearful, and it trembled. "You will use it for cleansing," the Lord Master said calmly. "This is the first step. If you cannot take this step, you are not ready for the path of wealth." Emeka looked confused. "Cleansing." The Lord Master raised a sharp knife and placed it in Emeka's hand. The metal felt cold, dangerously cold. "You will use this," the masked man continued. "Make the first cut. Spill the first blood. After that, your journey will begin." Emeka's heart dropped. The goat stared at him like it understood everything. He felt sweat running down his back. But this is a living creature," Emeka whispered. Eric stepped forward quickly. "Emeka," he said harshly. "Do it. We all did it. This is nothing. Focus. Poverty no be your friend. You want this life. Start here." Emeka looked at Eric. He saw no fear in his eyes, no regret, only cold determination. Then he remembered the hunger at home, the empty plates, the torn clothes, the tired faces of his parents, the future that looked hopeless. His fingers tightened around the knife. "I'm sorry," he whispered to the goat. He closed his eyes, lifted his hand, and made the cut. The goat screamed. Blood spilled. The room went silent. The Lord Master finally spoke again. "Good. You have taken the first step. Tonight you are one of us. But remember, this is only the beginning. The deeper levels require stronger sacrifices." Emeka felt lightheaded. His hands were shaking so badly he had to hide them behind him. The masked man placed a red wristband on Emeka's hand. "From today, you belong to the Brotherhood. Break the rules and your life will be taken. Stay loyal, and wealth will come to you in ways you cannot imagine." Eric walked to Emeka and placed a hand on his shoulder. "Welcome, my brother," he whispered with a strange smile. A small part of Emeka died that night. But a new part awakened, a darker, more desperate part. And so the journey began. A journey that would take him deeper into secrets Yahoo Boys never tell, not even their closest friends. 4 days after the initiation, Emeka could not sleep properly. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the goat's fearful eyes staring at him. Sometimes, he woke up gasping for breath, his heart beating violently, as if someone was chasing him inside his dreams. But Eric said it was normal. "All of us pass through he told Emeka one morning as they sat in the luxurious living room. "Your mind go adjust. Soon you go begin enjoy the money." And the money had started coming. Not in small amounts, no. The money poured in like rain. At first, it was alerts from men abroad who fell for fake online transactions. Then it became transfers from hacked accounts. Then it became money rituals sealed with midnight chants and sacrifices Emeka was forced to witness. Every day, Emeka's bank account grew fatter. Every night, his soul grew emptier. Eric was always there, guiding him, teaching him, pushing him deeper. "You see why we no fit tell anybody," Eric said one night, leaning back on the sofa after a long ritual session. "People think say Yahoo na only laptop and scams. They don't know the deeper levels. They don't know the sacrifices." Emeka said nothing. He was changing. He could feel it. The scared village boy was disappearing piece by piece. One evening they went clubbing. Eric wanted to celebrate Emeka's graduation into full membership. The club lights flashed brightly. Music shook the walls, and girls in expensive clothes danced everywhere. Drinks flowed non-stop. Emeka wore a new designer shirt Eric had bought for him, and for the first time in his life, people looked at him with respect. Girls smiled at him. Men nodded to him. Bouncers greeted him like a VIP. Felt good. Felt powerful. But deep down, he knew it wasn't real. At some point during the night, Eric dragged him to a VIP lounge. The music was softer here, the lights dimmer, the air cooler. "Emeka," Eric said, pouring him a drink. "You done big boy now. Now this life you choose. Enjoy am." Emeka forced a smile. "I am trying. Try harder," Eric said with a small laugh. "No dull yourself." They clinked glasses. But when Eric stood up to greet someone, Emeka leaned back and stared at the ceiling. The music felt too loud. The room felt too tight. His chest tightened as a heavy thought hit him. "My family has no idea who I have become." He remembered his mother kneeling down every night to pray. He remembered his father holding a Bible during thunderstorms. He remembered his siblings smiling at him, trusting him. If they saw him now, if they saw what he had become, they would cry. But he pushed the thought away. He had chosen this path. He couldn't turn back. That night, they returned home around 3 a.m. The compound was quiet. The moon hung above the mansion, bright and full. Eric opened the door to the living room, about to switch on the lights when Emeka grabbed his wrist. "Eric," he whispered, "I want to ask you something." Eric looked at him, tired but alert. "Wetin be that?" "The goat, the rituals, the chants, the things we did this week." Emeka swallowed hard. "Is this the end? Or is there more?" Eric's expression changed immediately. Sharp look, serious look, a dangerous look. "Emeka," he said slowly, "you never even start." Emeka felt his stomach twist. But you said the first sacrifice was the beginning." "Exactly. Beginning." Eric moved closer. "You think say wealth day cheap? You think say all these rich boys you day see online na by luck? Well, everybody day pay one thing or another." "Pay, like what?" Emeka asked, fear creeping into his voice. Eric sighed and dropped into a chair. Emeka, listen well. For our level, the level we day enter, money rituals no be one-off. Every 3 months you must renew. Renew, Emeka whispered. Yes, renew the covenant. Renew your loyalty. Renew your life. Emeka froze. You mean I have to keep doing sacrifices? Eric didn't answer directly. He simply said, if you want to stop, you go die. If you continue, you go live with wealth. Choose the one way you prefer. The room went strangely silent. The air felt colder. The shadows on the wall seemed longer. Oh, I don't have freedom, Emeka asked quietly. Eric shook his head. Nobody way enter this thing get freedom again. The only way out na death. Emeka felt his skin crawl. He stepped back slowly, panic rising in his chest. What did I do? He whispered to himself. What did I enter? Eric stood and placed a hand on his shoulder. You wanted money. Money get levels. Not the highest level you enter so. Emeka wanted to scream. He wanted to run. He wanted to disappear. But there was no running. No escape. Not anymore. That night Emeka didn't sleep. He sat on the bed with his hands on his head. Every sound outside made him jump. Every shadow made him shiver. At one point, he lay down and curled into himself, trying desperately to breathe normally. He had thrown his life away. He knew it now. But dawn eventually came. As the sun rose, the nightmares didn't fade with the darkness. In fact, the sunlight made the truth even clearer. He was trapped, deeply trapped. And the Brotherhood was only beginning to show him the price of wealth. The moment Emeka stepped through the hidden iron door of the master chamber, something inside him shifted in a way he could not explain. It felt as though he had walked into a completely different world, one where light did not exist, where human emotions were swallowed up, and where the air itself smelled like old sacrifices and secrets too dangerous to repeat. The room was silent, painfully silent. Even the sound of his own breathing felt too loud. Eric walked ahead of him. Today, he no longer looked like the playful Bullion van who joked and laughed. Today, he looked like someone who belonged to this place, someone who had been shaped by its darkness. In the center of the chamber stood a large stone altar, blackened by years of rituals. Strange symbols were carved deeply into it, symbols Emeka had never seen in any book or on any shrine in the village. Surrounding the altar were tall statues covered in dried wax and what looked like dark stains. Their faces were twisted, hollow, and frightening, like creatures staring directly into his soul. Then he saw the Lord Master. The figure wore a long crimson robe that dragged against the floor. His face was hidden behind a carved wooden mask painted with ashes and streaks of blood. Only his voice revealed he was human. It was deep, cracked, and carried a kind of command that made Emeka instinctively lower his head. Eric, the master said slowly. You have brought him? Yes, master, Eric replied, kneeling. Emeka forced himself to kneel too, though his legs trembled so violently he thought he might collapse. The Lord Master studied him for a long, uncomfortable moment. You seek wealth, he asked. Yes, master. You seek power. Yes, master. And you are willing, the master continued, to give in exchange whatever is required. Emeka hesitated. That single hesitation, just one heartbeat, made the master tilt his head slightly. Eric glanced at him sharply, silently warning him. Yes, master, Emeka forced out. I am willing. The master nodded slowly and motioned for him to rise. Come closer. Emeka stepped toward the altar, his stomach twisting, his palms sweating. He felt like he was stepping into the hands of something that had been waiting for him long before he was even born. The master brought out a small clay pot with a black lid. Inside it was a thick, dark liquid that looked like oil, but thicker, heavier. Wrong. This, the master said, is the blood oath. Once you taste it, you belong to us. Your life becomes tied to our power. Your success becomes tied to our demands. You will never return to the life you lived before. Do you agree? Emeka felt the world narrowing around him. He thought of the village, He thought of his siblings wearing torn clothes. He thought of the hunger. He thought of the shame he felt as he left. He thought of the nights he watched other boys succeed while he struggled. And then he thought of money, cars, houses, respect, dignity. "I agree," he whispered. The master dipped a carved spoon into the pot and raised it to Emeka's lips. Emeka opened his mouth. The moment the liquid touched his tongue, his entire body stiffened. A sharp metallic taste filled his mouth, like rust, fire, and something old. He wanted to spit it out, but the master held his chin so firmly he had no choice but to swallow. Darkness swallowed him immediately. The chamber disappeared. He fell into a pit of endless shadows. He could hear screams, distant, echoing, painful. He saw faces of people he did not know but who looked as though they were suffering. He reached out to catch something, anything, but his hands only grabbed darkness. Then he heard a voice that did not belong to any human. "You belong to us now," he screamed. And suddenly he was back in the chamber, on his knees, gasping, sweating, and shaking violently. His vision was blurry. His heartbeat was racing. "Congratulations," the Lord Master said, as calmly as though nothing had happened. "You are now one of us." Eric helped him to his feet, smiling in a way Emeka had never seen before. "Welcome, my brother," he whispered. "Your life has changed forever." For the next few hours they performed more rituals. Strange chants, burning of incense, the drawing of symbols on his skin. The air around him seemed heavier, as though invisible chains had wrapped around him. By the time he left the chamber he felt different. Not in a good way, not in a way he could explain. His body felt light but also burdened. His mind felt open but also invaded. Something inside him had been touched, marked, claimed. As they drove back to the mansion, Eric kept glancing at him. "You will start seeing the results immediately," he said. "Money will begin to flow. Opportunities will open. Rich men will favor you. Women will desire you. Nothing will remain the same." "But the sacrifices?" Emeka asked weakly. Eric's smile faded. "When it is time," he said quietly, "the master will tell you what he wants." Emeka swallowed. "What does he usually want?" Eric looked out the window instead of answering. That silence told Emeka everything. That night, as Emeka lay on the soft bed in the mansion, he closed his eyes hoping to sleep. But instead of sleep, he saw a figure at the foot of the bed. Dark, faceless, watching him. Emeka sat up with a scream, but the figure did not move. It simply raised one long finger and pointed at him. Then, in a voice that sounded like wind passing over a grave, it whispered, "We will come for what is ours," and disappeared. Emeka buried his face in his hands and wept. He had wanted wealth. He had wanted success. He had wanted to escape poverty. But now he belonged to something he could never escape. The journey that began with hunger, poverty, and desperation had ended in a trap darker than anything he could have imagined. And it was only the beginning. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Tales by Savvy Sam for more powerful African stories, deep lessons, real-life inspirations, and unforgettable storytelling. Your support keeps the stories alive.